back to my channel. Today I have a little update for you guys on my pregnancy, and I also have a Q&A. So in my past videos, I've been asked a few questions about pregnancy, symptoms and whatnot. So I decided it would be a good idea to do a Q&A. And so I asked around and I did get a few more questions. But before I get started with the video, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, my name is Jackie. I am currently pregnant with my 4th baby, and I hope you enjoy my channel and my videos. And if you would like to subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload a new video. I'm very excited for you guys to join my channel. So I want to start off with the pregnancy update. So let me stand up here to first show you guys my belly. I think it might be the same as my last, maybe a tad bit bigger. What do you guys think? So I have all my notes written down here on my phone. So that's what I'm looking at, okay? So currently I am 38 weeks and 2 days pregnant. I am only about a week and a half away from my due date. Which is so exciting. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I can't wait to have this baby and honestly just get this pregnancy over with, because I'm so tired, guys. I'm so tired. So my last appointment was last week, and that's when I started my weekly appointments. And they also start checking your cervix at about 37 to 38 weeks. So at my last appointment, I found out that I'm already 2 centimeters dilated, which is amazing news. That means that my body is doing what it needs to do and everything is moving. You know, I remember for my first pregnancy, I headed to the hospital with contractions and all, and I get there and I think I was like barely 2 centimeters dilated. And so to be here and to know that last week I was already 2 centimeters dilated, it's like, wow, you know, it's like amazing. Because I already have like a little head start. Another thing I found out was that baby's head is down, which is also great news. The doctor did say though that the baby's head needs to get a little bit lower, and I have an appointment here in 2 days. So it's already almost been a week since my last appointment. So in 2 days we'll see how, if my body has advanced any. I know my cervix also has to efface, so that's something that I am hoping is already, you know, going on in there. And hopefully the baby's head is a bit lower. I feel like it's super low. I always feel like the baby's like about to pop out, I swear. But I guess not. So some of the things that I've been dealing with right now at 38 weeks is still very tired, still not getting a lot of sleep. My feet are starting to swell a little bit, so I need to like sit down a lot more. I can't wear socks or anything constricting, and of course cramps. I've been cramping a lot, especially in the morning, but now it's actually starting to be in the morning and at night. I've had 2 little scares where I feel like, oh man, you know, like this is it, I'm cramping a lot. I'm definitely gonna wake up the next morning with contractions. But no, I think my body is just, you know, preparing itself, and I'm tired a lot, so usually the cramps go away with rest. I think that's it, guys, for the pregnancy update. Okay, now let's get started with the Q&A. I have my questions written down here on my phone, so I'm going to be reading them off of here. So let's get started. Okay, first question. How did my kids take the news about your pregnancy? So my 10-year-old boy, Andrew, I remember when I had my 3rd baby, he was like, Mom, like, you're done. I don't want to have any more siblings. Like, these sisters are driving me crazy. Like, I don't want to have any more. But when he found out that I was pregnant right now with my 4th, he was actually happy, and he was excited, you know, at the possibility that this time it might be a boy. And so I'm very glad that he is finally getting to have his baby brother. And I'm also very excited to have my baby boy because boys are awesome. I feel like boys are so much more like, I don't know, he was just so calm. Andrew was so calm and such a good boy, and the girls are so dramatic, okay? They're like wild. But yeah. And then my two girls, you know, I try to explain to them mommy was having a baby, and they are actually very excited. Both of them are always like loving on my belly and just being super lovey. So they are also very excited for little baby brother. Next question. Does it hurt to push on your belly? No, it does not hurt to push on my belly. Not at all. Do you have stretch marks? Yes, I have a lot of stretch marks. I don't know if you guys can see from the other, I don't know if you guys can see them. I can't tell if you can or not. But yes, I have a lot of stretch marks all over, pretty much from the top of my belly button down. I would say that I got most of my stretch marks from my son Andrew. Even though I was young, 10 years ago, he was huge. He was a huge baby. I was only 100 pounds back then. I was 18, 100 pounds, and he was huge. When he was born, he was 9 pounds and 19 3/4 inches, so almost 20 inches long. And for a petite person like I was, I mean, I'm only 4'9" and I weighed 100 pounds. That's a huge baby. So I would say he's the one that I have him to thank for all of these stretch marks. But it's okay, I don't care. They really don't bother me at all. So I would do it again and again and again if it meant that I get to have my 4 kids. I really don't care. Next question. Does your baby move if you push on your belly? So yeah, I can feel like where he is, you know, it'll be firm wherever he is. And sometimes if I push on it a little bit, he'll move, he'll start kind of wiggling around. So it's pretty cute. Is my belly soft or firm? So it'll be soft in the areas where he's not, like here, but I can tell that he's right here right now, so it's very firm. He's moving a little bit right now. Do my kids play on my belly? So no, they don't play on my belly, but Addie, my 3-year-old, she loves to come and like lift my shirt and kiss on my belly, and she loves to talk to her little brother. And when my 2-year-old sees that she's doing that, she'll also come and kind of kiss on my belly and say hi to the baby. It's the cutest thing ever. Do strangers ask to touch my belly? So I haven't encountered too many strangers because most of my pregnancy, I guess I've been like inside. I remember just meeting this one lady at the grocery store, and her belly, my belly caught her attention, and you know, she started asking me questions and telling me, she was like, oh, are you having a boy? And I was like, yeah, I am actually. She's like, I knew you were because, you know, your belly looks like this and like that. And she was very nice. She was like an older lady, and she was just talking to me, and I had a very great conversation with her. And I remember she asked me later during our conversation if she could touch my belly, and I said yeah. I don't mind like if someone asks me to touch my belly, but you have to give me like the right vibe, you know, like if I can sense that it's like a pure like, oh, you know, like let me feel your belly type of thing, like yeah, for sure. But if just like some random kind of bad vibes person just kind of wants to touch my belly, I wouldn't think twice to say no either. So do I ever run into things with my belly? So this is a funny question, and the answer is yes. Sometimes it's funny because I'll be, I don't know, in the kitchen maybe cooking, and you know, maybe I'll be you know, doing something, and my girls are around here and they're, you know, about this tall, and so I'll turn and I don't know that they're like standing there, and I just go boom. So sometimes, yeah, I'll kind of whack them with my belly a little bit, or I'm walking behind them too sometimes, you know. Sometimes I'll just push them with my belly, like, you know, keep walking, keep walking. Next question. Does my baby move when I speak to him? So yes, he does, which is so amazing. It's great when they can start to hear you, and you know, you'll talk to them and they'll start kicking around. It's the best feeling ever. Does the baby ever make my belly lopsided? Yes, there are times where he will be just on one side, so I'll just have like a kind of like a big old bump here, and this will kind of look a little bit flatter. So yeah. So next question, any TMI symptoms? So the only symptoms that might be TMI that I can think of is that in the beginning of my pregnancies, I do get a bit gassy. Okay, we all get gassy sometimes, but yeah, in the beginning of my pregnancies, the first couple months, like the first trimester, I'll just be like a little extra gassy, and it's like that type of gassy too that you just can't really control. They just, you know. The only other TMI symptom that I can think of that I deal with is that during the end of my pregnancies, I get a lot of like discharge. You know, you get your body's kind of flowing down there, and I just tend to wear panty liners when I know that, you know, that's happening. So my next question is from my cousin Gabby. She actually also has a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna link it down below if you guys are interested. She does like reviews, some workout motivational videos, and just like cute little fun videos if you guys are interested. And she asked, what's the weirdest craving you've had with any of your pregnancies? So the weirdest cravings, let's see. For my first baby, I remember, I don't think this is very odd, but I did think it was odd at the time. I loved eating ice. Like, I would pour myself an entire cup of ice. I would just be chewing on ice all the time. Other than that, I don't think I craved anything else with him. Now with my current pregnancy, nothing too weird, but I am craving a lot of salty foods. Something that's very odd for me because I actually don't really like salty foods. And the only like funny thing that I can think of is that I at one point was eating like from a bag of Lay's and also eating like a bowl of ice cream at the same time. I was just craving like something sweet and salty. Next question. Do I plan on having any more children? So the quick answer is no, I don't plan on having any more children. But to be honest, I also didn't plan on having my last two. They were kind of just something that happened, to be completely honest. I don't want any more children after this. I'm very happy that I'm having my 4 children. I'm having them before my 30s. And my husband and I are very happy with our 4 children right now. We're happy that they are gonna have each other, that we're gonna have like a big family, and it'll be very like a big blessing for them. But I don't want to just completely say no, because we never know what might happen. So the quick answer is no. The last question, I left this one last because I thought it was a great question. And this one is also from another one of my cousins, and she also has a YouTube channel. So if you guys are interested, her name is Carol. I'm gonna post her channel down below. And her question was, on one of your last videos, you talked about feeling depressed after giving birth. Can you talk a little more about that and how you overcame that feeling? It stood out to me because you hardly hear about the aftermath of emotions / feelings women go through after giving birth. So that's a great question to end off this video with. Yes, so with every one of my kids, my postpartum depression has kind of gotten worse, or maybe I shouldn't call like My first pregnancy, maybe I shouldn't call it depression. I think I just had baby blues. With my son 10 years ago, I remember I was sad a little bit, maybe for like a couple days. I was feeling down. I was 18 years old, like I said again, you know, with a new baby. I had no idea what I was doing, no clue. And it was just a little bit sad to me, you know, that my life changed so fast. I went from being a teenager at home to all of a sudden I'm a mom and a wife, and you know, nobody's taking care of me anymore. Now I have to take care of a little someone. So it was hard to kind of process that. But I don't think I had depression. I had baby blues is what I would call it. With my next baby, Addie, 3 years ago, I would also say that I probably just had baby blues. Nothing too crazy. I was just, you know, a little bit emotional after giving birth, which is very normal. And then with my third one, with Adriana, 2 years ago, I think it might have been like a contribution or like a mix of everything that was going on, because my daughter Addie had just turned 1 when Adriana was born. And so I had a lot of guilt, you know, for not giving my daughter enough time for herself. And Adriana was born and she had like a little heart problem. Nothing too serious, but it's something that scared me, you know. It was always in the back of my mind. I was checking on her all the time. She had to stay in the hospital for a few days and I had to go home on my own, and that was really hard for me. And also with Adriana, another thing that was really hard is that she, according to her doctor, she had a lot of colic. And I tried everything. I mean, from what my mom was telling me to do, from what the doctor was telling me to do, from what the internet was telling me to do. I tried literally everything and she would not stop crying. She would not stop crying. And it was like the roughest, I want to say 4 months, maybe, if not longer, where she's still a difficult child. Don't get me wrong, okay? She is still my most difficult child, but definitely like the first 4 months were so hard on me, because again, I had a 1-year-old and then I had a screaming newborn. I started to not only get depression, but a lot of anxiety. It just it hit me like it slapped me in the face all of a sudden. I have had anxiety before, but nothing this bad, to where, you know, I couldn't sleep sometimes. My body, I felt like it's like I felt my whole body, like every nerve in my body working, and I couldn't sleep. Sometimes I had like terrible headaches or like this pressure in my head. And then on top of that, I was depressed. And I don't think I can say how exactly I overcame it. I'm gonna say a lot of prayer. I remember there were times I would hand over the baby and I'd say, you know, I can't do this. Take the babies. And I would go to my room and it's just hard to talk about, guys, still. So I remember there were days where I would hand over my kids to my husband and I tell him, you know, like, I can't do this anymore. I'd go into my room, lock the door, and I would get on my knees and pray. And I don't know if I can say that, you know, I overcame it, because it wasn't something that just happened. It was a couple months of battling this. Another thing that helped me was my family. When I was sad, I made sure that I told them, you know, how I felt. It helped a lot, you know, so family support is very important. And I would say, don't stay quiet about how you feel. Tell your husband, tell your siblings, tell your parents. Don't be shy about it, because once you tell someone and, you know, they are going to try to make you feel better, they're going to be there for you, and that's only going to make you feel better. You know, knowing that you have that family support. My husband's sister also, she lived with me at the time, and she was so helpful. I was scared to be alone just because I was scared to have like an anxiety attack, and so having her there with me was so helpful. And my husband, you know, making sure that if he had to run out to do whatever, he was back, you know, soon. So communicating with him was very important as well. It's normal, it's what happens. It's a part of giving life to another human. Your hormones, you know, are up here. All of a sudden your baby's not there anymore. Your hormones have to get back to normal. And so it's a process with time, because it does take time. You can overcome it. Another thing I started doing was I started working out. I would go to the park and run, or I would go to the gym. And that was thanks to, again, my family, my husband, who gave me that time for myself. I think what I can say that is what helped me the most is taking back control of what was mine, and that's my life, you know, my feelings, my thoughts. Nobody else is going to be able to hand you your happiness or hand you back your sanity. It's gonna be you. So finding that power within yourself to empower yourself and say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm gonna have bad days, but not every day has to be a bad day. So taking back control of my thoughts is what helped me. I started feeling anxious, my mind was racing, or, you know, that sadness, then I knew that I had to do something to stop it. So, you know, I would kind of shut off my mind. Everything was fine. So putting those positive thoughts in my mind instead of letting the negative thoughts take over was so important. And so it was just a combination of all of that, and giving myself time to feel better, I think, is how I finally overcame that depression and that anxiety. And it's sad because not a lot of people talk about it. I knew that postpartum depression was a thing, but I didn't know that a lot of women not only get depression, but they also get anxiety. And it's something that needs to get talked about more, you know, because I didn't know. I was already on my 3rd child and I had no idea that this was a thing. If any of you women out there are dealing with this depression right now or anxiety, just know that everything will get better. You have to take back control of your thoughts, of your mind, of your life. We have these beautiful children that we're blessed with, and we can't be so hard on ourselves. We will have bad days, but not every day has to be a bad day. So I hope that is helpful for you guys. If anybody wants to reach out and ask anything else about postpartum depression or my anxiety, reach out. I will gladly answer any questions. Sorry that answer was a long one. That's why I left it for last. Thank you so much again for watching my video. Thank you for being a subscriber or a viewer. If you have not yet subscribed, don't forget to do so. Don't forget to do so down below. My social media is down below as well if you guys want to reach out through DM on there. It was a pleasure making this video, and if anybody else has any requests on any videos that I can make, I will gladly look into those. I hope you guys have an amazing week. We'll see how many more videos we can pop out before the baby decides to pop out. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my answers, and I hope it was helpful. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.